What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Crossroads. And in today's episode, let's discuss Crypto.com's expansion to Dubai. Now, before we get started, do me a quick favor and hit the like and subscribe buttons so we could get the show started. Thank you. All right, so this is my very first time talking about Crypto.com and the CRO Token on my channel. But of course, I'm not new to the project, and I believe that any American that has been in the crypto space for a couple of months has probably come across this exchange, especially if you watch basketball or any major events. You probably noticed that the Staples Center, that is located in Southern California, is now named the Crypto.com Arena, right? So that's one major move that Crypto.com has made, which was obtaining the naming rights of this stadium. But the main emphasis of this video is Crypto.com's expansion to Dubai. So let's take a look at this post that Chris from Crypto.com posted back on July 9th as a response to the airline company Emirates. And it reads, "Grateful for the partnership and support. The world's leading brands are adopting crypto. Another step on our mission to put cryptocurrency in every wallet." And that was again Chris responding to Emirates, which posted that very same day. And it reads, "We signed an MOU with Crypto.com to explore ways to integrate its pay platform within our payment systems. The collaboration is part of our broader effort to put more flexibility and choice to our customers," right? So Emirates is an airline company that is located in Dubai, and if I read correctly, it's one of the major airlines in that region, right? With access to a network around six different continents. So it's a major airline, to say the least. Now, what I want to do is break down this partnership and how I think is going to affect the crypto.com token, which is known as CRO. But before we get to that partnership, what I would like to do is show you guys the picture of these individuals and break down who they are and what position they play in their respective companies, right? Because just by looking at that picture, I'm lost. I was lost before I did the research because I'm familiar with crypto.com's members such as Chris and Eric, but I'm not familiar with the office located in UAE. So let's take a look. All right, so let's start off with the president of Crypto.coms over there in UAE, whose name is Mohammed Al Hakim, who is at the very left bottom. Then on the right bottom, you see Adnan Kasim, who is the Emirates Deputy President and Chief Commercial Officer. At the top right is Michael Dorsam, who is Emirates Chief Financial and Group Service Officer. And finally, at the upper left corner, it's a man named Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum. And I know I butchered that, guys. I'm sorry about that. And he is the chairman and chief executive of Emirates Airline and Group, right? So these were the individuals present at the signing ceremony. And it's just, I think it's just good to know in case whenever you're doing your research and you see these faces again, you know who they are and what they're connected to, right? But now is we're good to go on to the actual partnership. And as you can see, this was actually posted on the Emirates website. Okay, so it reads, Emirates has signed a memorandum of understanding with Crypto.com to explore ways to integrate Crypto.com Pay within its payment systems while maintaining the highest security and compliance standards. Integration is expected to take effect next year. All right, so let's pause right there. This partnership was publicly announced on July 9th, 2025, but it's not going to take effect till next year. So we're looking at around maybe the summer of 2026 is when we can expect this integration. If things go, if things work out in a faster manner, maybe it'll be applied before. but you shouldn't, or we shouldn't expect anything earlier than the summer of 2026. All right, so let's skip down a little bit. And it says Adnam Kassem said, partnering with Crypto.com to integrate cryptocurrency into our digital payment system reflects Emirates' commitment to meeting evolving customer preferences. In addition to tapping into younger tech savvy customer segments who prefer digital currencies. This strategic move is in line with Dubai's vision to be at the forefront of financial innovation, while at the same time providing their customers with greater flexibility and choice in how they transact. So, in other words, the reason why Emirates is tapping in with crypto.com is to cater to the younger people who prefer, you know, digital payments, right? But in all reality, there's maybe like 3 to 7% of the entire world population that actually know and engage in crypto trading, right? Or crypto investments. So, although Emirates is claiming to be uh, catering to this evolving customer preference, which is it is evolving for sure, but it's not a great percentage of the population. But what I can tell you is that Emirates and obviously Crypto.com as well, they have a vision and they know where the market is going. They know that we're in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution, and they are trying to get in the game early, just like I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to tell my family and friends to do as well. And it's not financial advice; it's just conversations that I have in my day-to-day basis. But anyways, let's continue with this partnership right here. It reads: in addition to exploring Crypto.com Pay integration, Emirates and Crypto.com will explore leveraging promotional marketing campaigns to create awareness and encourage adoption of this new payment solution. So that's good. So not only are these two companies partnering together, they're also going to go out and market, which which I think they should. Every company should. Anytime they make a big partnership or a huge breakthrough, they should be marketing like full on, right? Because if what's the point of making a new breakthrough or delivering a new product if nobody knows about it? So that's good on their end. And of course, the Emirates, man, they got tons of money to advertise. And then crypto.com, they're advertising to the last I checked, they were advertising to the UFC and also to the crypto.com arena, right? If you're watching major events such as basketball, you're obviously going to see crypto.com. So in that very same arena that everybody watches, or not everybody, but people watching on TV, they're going to see crypto.com, and right there they can actually advertise this partnership. So I can see that not being an issue at all. Now, to be honest, this is not the first partnership or first major move by Crypto.com in the United Arab Emirates. You know, it's just one of many, and I think there's many more to come as Crypto.com is trying to establish itself as a worldwide exchange. But I want to analyze this partnership a little deeper than I have right now. So I'm thinking, okay, so they're integrating a payment system with Emirates. So I think it's pretty obvious that you'll be able to use digital currencies to pay for your flight ticket, right? One way or round trip, whatever the case be. But now I would like to know if this payment integration will also allow people to buy food, water, I don't know, merchandise, souvenirs, anything like that within the Emirates airport. So I would like to see that. Like I didn't see that on the official partnership announcement. So it's safe to assume that you could buy airplane tickets. But my question is, would you be able to use this partnership and system that is being laid up to buy things within the airport? And if so, that's even more bullish. But yeah, guys, that's the partnership. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the CRO token itself, right? It's something I like to do, just go over the tokenomics. I'm not gonna do TA. That's not what this channel is about. I'm more interested in showing you guys fundamentals, but then again, tokenomics and price could be important depending on what is being discussed. But there's no technical analysis here. Okay, all right. So we're looking at the token today. It's the 9th of August. The price token is about 16 cents. It's been gravitating around that level. The market cap is about 5 billion. So this is probably one of the projects with the highest market caps that I have covered so far. And that's not an issue at all, given that crypto.com is a worldwide exchange, right? And it's on its way to becoming a Robin Hood, if you could say, because it is going to offer stocks, and tokenize them, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm most bullish on crypto.com, you know, and because it has reach. Now, the max supply is something that took me back because at one point, a long time ago, we had 100 billion tokens, but then they were burned, right? So I think we were left with like 30 billion token max supply. But after Trump made a deal with Crypto.com and Chris, they decided to increase the max supply, which pretty much, a lot of people weren't happy with it. And honestly, I think everybody was affected in one way or another. I didn't like the fact that that they increased the max supply for obvious reasons, because they could dilute the price. They could dump more tokens in the near future into circulation. But I also understand that, Chris and the crypto.com team are looking at the long term vision, right? So I can't get mad at that. They're running a business. They can't cater to the retail section all the time with everything. So I understand that there might be things playing in the background that we're not aware of. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I would have preferred the max supply to stay at 30 billion, and now it's at 100 billion, and I'm okay with that. If they increase it but for any reason higher than that, then that's a whole different topic. But I doubt that's gonna happen. Now, circulating supply is about 33 billion. The 24, no, I'm sorry. The TVL is a little bit over $1 million. Now, given that we're sitting around 16 cents right now in 2025, and compare it to the price that we were sitting at back in 2021, we're still, the token itself, for the advancements and developments that they're making today, and even being connected to the Trump administration, I feel, in my personal opinion, right, this coin is still relatively cheap and is part of a crypto exchange. So the crypto exchange, whether it be KuCoin, Coinbase, Crypto.com, they're always making money, whether we have a bear run or a bull run. Because if you're buying in the bull market or you're buying in the bear market, you're the exchanges are gaining fees for the transactions. So they're always making money. So I don't think that crypto.com is going to disappear anytime soon. So I think that the coin is relatively cheap today, and it could go back to its all-time high or even higher, as long as the circulating supply doesn't get too crazy high. But I don't think it will. We're close to the we're close to the bull run, and I don't think they're gonna release that many tokens. Fingers crossed. But anyways, guys, that's just a little brief video on crypto.com and its recent partnership with Emirates, the flying the airline company, how they're trying to integrate, they are going to integrate crypto.com by, let's say, summer 2026. So again, you'll be able to buy your airplane tickets, but I will also like to see the ability to also be able to buy things within the airport using digital currencies. So that's something that I would like to see. So guys, if you guys like this video and you found it informational, do me a quick favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Go ahead and leave a comment regarding these companies and any other crypto suggestions that you would like me to cover. I have a lot of playlists here regarding many projects, Lightlink, um, IXS. I even touch a little bit on Velo, Red Belly Network, and other projects, right? So I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Remember that God is good, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.